This is part 2 on Y-scale drawings and artwork. Okay, so let's take an example of this wall in the corridor leading to both buildings E and D. We have determined that it's boring, too much brick and no artwork, and we want to put something up on it. Well, how much space is there between those two pilasters? For those of you who don't know what a pilaster is, it's those two things that stick out further than the rest of the wall. It's usually meant to conceal some sort of support structure like a steel I-beam. So how long of a space do we have here? Well, we'd have to measure it. How tall a space do we have? Keep in mind that no matter what you're doing, you never want to cover up the stuff like those ducts at the top edge of the wall. Sometimes artwork surrounds and encompasses features like this, but you should never cover over them, otherwise you'll run afoul of the HVAC engineers. HVAC stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, and we all like to be cool in the summer and warm in the winter, right? The next question is, well, just how big is our artwork? Did we design it with some intention in mind, or did we just start off with something that looked good? We need to know how big our artwork is for a good number of reasons. One, how do we intend to produce the artwork? Is it going to be printed? Is it going to be silk screened? Is it going to be cut vinyl and applied to a substrate? Or is it going to be just painted straight onto the wall? So we need to know what we're going to do, as each one of those methods have cost advantages and material costs. It is one thing to use the perspective tool to place our artwork concept into this image, which will make it look appealing, and we do want to sell it. It's another to know what we are talking about when presenting this to a client and being assured that we can answer all of their questions. Now, you could always rely on the scales at the edge of your Photoshop document, which indicates that the artwork is about 9 inches wide and a little over 3 inches tall. If this were translated into feet, what would that be? Well, 9 inches is pretty easily, that becomes 9 inches, 9 feet. But what is the little over 3 inches become? This is where having a more reliable system of measure comes in, and that is what we are going to be looking at next.